Okay, let's move on to this particular question. The non-current assets register shows a carrying amount of 85,600 for non-current assets. In the general ledger, the balances recorded are the cost of non-current assets $185,000 and accumulated depreciation 55,000 US dollars. Now you are given the non-current asset register balance as 85,600, where all the detailed assets are recorded in the register, and in the general ledger you are given the cost as 185,000 and accumulated depreciation as 55,000. If you take the difference will be the net book value. The net book value will be 130,000 US dollars. Okay, so if you look at these two balances, the register balance 85,600 and the ledger balance is 130,000 US dollars. The difference will be 44,400. Okay, there's a difference between the register and the ledger balances. So which of the following statement could explain the discrepancy between the register and the general ledger balances? So now you are given four answers. We need to choose the correct answer. Okay, so first of all, let's move on to this one. The omission of a land addition costing $30,000 from the ledger account and the omission of an asset disposal from the register, the cost is given as 25,600 and the accumulated depreciation is 11,200 at disposal. Now if you look at this, to correct the ledger balance, we need to add back this 30,000 as this was omitted from the ledger. So as a result of that, the ledger balance will increase by 30,000. Okay, so if you look at the ledger balance, this 30,000 is omitted from the ledger. So in order to correct this, if you correct this, you need to add back this 30,000. So as a result of that, the difference of 130,000 will increase by further 30,000. The total balance will be 160,000. On the other hand, if you look at the omission of the asset disposal from the register, now the cost of the asset is 25,600 and the disposal value is 11,200. So therefore the difference is 14,400. Now since this disposal is omitted from the register balance is overstated. So in order to correct that, it should be reduced by 14,400. The register balance should reduce by 14,400. So currently the register balance is 85,600. Since this was omitted, it was overstated. Now we need to correct it. We need to deduct it, 14,400. So therefore the adjusted register balance will be 71,200. So when you take these two differences, the difference will be now 88,800. So this does not fully explain the discrepancy. So this is not the correct answer. Now let's move on to the part B. The omission of an asset revaluation upward by 16,000 and a depreciation charge of 20,000 from the ledger account, along with the omission of an asset disposal carrying amount is 41,000 from the register. Now let's look at the ledger account. What has happened? Omission of an asset revaluation upward 16,600. So this was omitted from the ledger, the upward revaluation. So therefore it is understated. So what you need to do is you need to add back this 16,600. Omission of revaluation will increase the ledger balance by 16,600 and the depreciation charge of 20,000 also omitted from the ledger. So which means depreciation charge should be deducted. So it will decrease the ledger balance because the depreciation was omitted from the ledger balance. So therefore the asset value was overstated. So therefore in order to correct this, we need to deduct it. However, when you take the net difference of these two, the net difference is 3,400. That will decrease the ledger balance. Okay, so this is a decrease the ledger balance by 3,400. So that will be so when you decrease this ledger balance 3,400, so that will be 126,600. On the other hand, the omission of an asset disposal, the carrying value was 41,000 from the register. So from the register, they have omitted disposal of an asset. So they have overstated the the register balance. So therefore, register balance will reduce by 41,000 once it is corrected. So current balance is 85,600. Once you deduct this 41,000, it will be 44,600. So once you take the difference between these two, the difference will be 82,000. So this option also does not fully reconcile the discrepancy. Okay, this is not the correct answer. Now let's move on to the part C. Let's move on to part C, the omission of an asset disposal from the ledger account. The cost was 25,600, accumulated depreciation 11,200 at disposal, and the omission of a land addition costing 30,000 from the register. Now when you look at the ledger, omission of an asset disposal from the ledger. So if you look at the cost and the accumulated depreciation, the net impact is 14,400. Okay, so since this asset disposal was omitted, the ledger balance was overstated by that 14,400. So in order to correct this, what we need to do is we need to deduct this 14,400 from 130,000. Okay, so this will reduce the ledger balance by 14,400. So the adjusted balance will be 115,600. Now on the other hand, the omission of a land addition costing 30,000 in the ledger, in the register. So in the register, 30,000 was not recorded. It's an addition. So therefore, the register balance was understated by 30,000. So therefore, in order to correct that, we need to add back. So it will increase the balance 85,600 plus 30,000, 115,600. So this will match the ledger balance. So therefore, this option, this scenario explains the discrepancy correctly. So therefore, the difference is 0. So this should be the correct answer. But however, let's move on to part D and we will see the impact. What is the impact? Part D, omission of an upward revaluation by 16,400 from the register. So in the register, 16,400 was not recorded. So therefore, you need to add back this 16,400 to the register balance, 85,600. So that will increase to 102. However, the accidental debiting of a depreciation charge, this is an accidental debiting of a depreciation charge 28,000 to the accumulated depreciation ledger account instead of crediting it. So usually depreciation amount has to be depreciation expense account debit, accumulated depreciation account should be credited. But in this case, what has happened? This 28,000 was debited to the accumulated depreciation account. So therefore, this accidental debiting of a depreciation charge 28,000 to the accumulated depreciation account, instead of crediting it, effectively reduce the accumulated depreciation balance, which incorrectly increased the carrying amount of the ledger balance. Okay, the carrying amount of the ledger balance. To correct this mistake, the accumulated depreciation account needs to be credited twice the depreciation amount, because instead of crediting, they have debited the accumulated depreciation account. So therefore, you need to, in order to correct this, you need to credit twice the depreciation account. So that will reduce the net book value by 56,000. So the adjusted ledger balance will be 74,000. So once you take the difference will be 28,000. So this this is not the correct option. So therefore the correct answer is C. So this is the answer for this particular question.